again, the Bucks are on the Norristown side of the field, running the clock.
Norristown lost to CB West 24-7 last year, but that was really a young team and a young Norristown team that was just kind of feeling their way into the Suburban 1 League. A group of guys that really had not gotten a lot of varsity experience. And this year they are a really strong team and they really want to prove something to CB West. So here we go, start of the fourth quarter, 1st and 10 for CB West. Handoff is to Brian Buckley. I think that's the first time we've seen him run the ball tonight.
Well, actually, Buckley started out with their first 2 runs for West, and then he sort of disappeared from the backfield, disappeared from the offense entirely, but now Buckley's back. Haven't seen much more of Edwards tonight, and their other great running back who usually runs back there with Picciotti, Chris Ortiz, is hurt tonight, so we haven't seen the Central Bucks captain, but certainly Edwards and Buckley for his 3 carries have filled in very, very well.
2nd and 5 for West. Man in motion once again. Same play to Buckley. This time he gets even more yardage. And CB West pretty much just having their way with Norristown's defense right at this point.
And that man in motion was a tight end, number 89, John Wilson. John Wilson, another one of those Central Bucks West captains. And it's always nice when you can send a 255-pound tight end in motion. He's going to clear some linebackers and some defensive backs out of there. And all the back had to do was just follow John Wilson, as John Wilson was drive blocking 10 yards downfield in front of him.
So now CB West at the 21-yard line of Norristown. Norristown back deep into their own zone, and they need a stop right now. Orhel with the backs in the eye. Dave Edwards on the carry. He'll get a couple. Stopped right there by number 3, Darrell Johnson, and number 57, James Davis.
And this is where the fatigue really starts to set in. I mean, fatigue's on that Norristown side. Ben Carver's not tired. Joe Wilson's not tired. Those linemen of Central Bucks West are loving this right now. This is what they love to do. Say, Coach Pettin, don't put the ball up in the air. Put it right behind us and let us drive block. They are doing it so well tonight. And right now, again, no need to put it in the air.
2nd and 8. Handoff. Excuse me, the keeper by Orhel. And Troy Ellis stops him before he could get outside. Ellis is fired up, trying to get his defense fired up, telling them that this is the time that they have to stop him right now. And a big play by the senior captain for Norristown.
Right, and you have to reach down, you have to find it for that one series. There has to be that series where you put on that big stop. And right now is where it has to be for Norristown. It's a 3rd and 4, and if they let the Bucks convert on this one, it's going to be real close to 1st and goal. And all of a sudden, the Bucks are staring at that goal line with those big backs again. So right now, the 3rd and 4 are crucial for Norristown.
So a big play here. Orhel, the handoff to Picciotti, and he is stopped. He does not get the 1st down. I don't think we've said that much tonight, that Picciotti is stopped, but a great play by the line. They stopped him before he could get that 1st down.
Yeah, and you want to know how to stop a big guy like that from the NFL level to the Pee Wee level, and certainly applies right here for 235-pound Dustin Picciotti. You got to get one of those big guys up front for the Eagles, down low on him. And that time, Doug White hit Picciotti first on the legs, allowed his linebackers to come in there. He was helped by number 57, James Davis. So that's what stopped Picciotti, as he couldn't get those strong legs turning. And it looks like West is going to have a decision to make. So they're going to take one of their timeouts with 8:37 left to go in the 4th quarter. Talk about this 4th and 3.
Well, we have some time here. We want to thank the Norristown Area School District for bringing you tonight's game. Mr. Tony Coya, Director of Communications. Our director and producer tonight, Azad Shirosian. Our camera people, Adrian Williams and Alicia Milner. Walt Fry, I'm Greg Fry. 8:37 left in the 4th quarter. CB West up 21-7. Folks, if you wanted action, you should have watched the 1st half. If you wanted just ball control offense moving down the field, this is the half to watch.
Absolutely. It's been a clinic. and it seems like it's been in the Bucks' hands the whole time. Admirable job from Norristown to not allow any points, but again, at this point, Coach Pettin and the Bucks certainly just content to run this clock. And if Norristown doesn't stop them, they'll wind up in the end zone eventually.
And Walt, the one good thing we have seen this half from Norristown is that 4 wide receiver offense. And that looks like something that they're going to be able to use for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and they wisely saved it for this game against the Bucks to unveil it. Now that some other teams have seen it, it may be a little more known, but I'm still not so sure that it can be stopped. It's just the high school defensive backs and linebackers just aren't ready to mark those 4 really good receivers for the Eagles. So there's definitely some positive things coming out of it, but Norristown's still looking for a win.
So 4th and 3 for CB West. A flag on the play. Excuse me, before the play. Be a false start on CB West, and that'll move them back 5 yards.
And Greg, not only are the penalties surprising, but they've been in such important situations from the Bucks. I mean, they're still in good shape in this game, still up 14 points, but the penalties have been on crucial downs and in defensive situations where Norristown has looked like they've been stopped on offense, and then the Bucks penalty will give Norristown new life. So not only are there some penalties that are resulting from lack of concentration, but they've been in some big spots.
So now it looks like CB West is going to attempt a field goal. And it's Rob Toomley. We have another flag. I got to tell you, he better have a leg of steel if they keep committing penalties like this.
Yeah, Toomley's shown the leg. I don't know how much farther back they can go, though. Another false start, but that time confusion reigned on the CB West sideline. There was a guy rushing in right in front of the kicker to get on the line, get enough guys in the play. And Coach Pettin's 300th win is not coming easy.
It appears they're still going to try it here. It's going to be a 40-yard field goal. This is the one that if you hit, all the soccer players come up to you on Monday and congratulate you. Kick is up. It is no good. So now Norristown come onto the field with their offense, and this is really big for Norristown. A big stop there. No points put on the board by CB West. Norristown has to score now. Pretty much needs to score pretty quick.
That 5-yard penalty cost the Bucks that field goal. Toomley did not miss that field goal by more than 3 or 4 yards and definitely would have hit it with the 5-yarder. So again, Norristown has life, although they have a long way to go and a short time to get there.
We'll start from the 20-yard line. See what Norristown comes out with this time. Two receivers out wide, James Edmonds and Damian Solomon. A flag on the play.
That time the Bucks line flinched, which is allowed, and I think the Norristown offense followed suit. Looked like somebody on that Norristown line on the right side may have jumped. And it is against the Eagles.
Walt, it seems that every mistake CB West is making, there seems to be just a counter mistake by Norristown, and that is not what they need to be doing right now.
Right, and you're starting to see that not only do the Bucks wear you down physically with that offensive attack. I think they've thrown the ball no more than 2 times tonight, and I can only remember one right offhand. But they wear you down mentally, too. They just put you in such tough situations, and that's where the penalties come from, mental fatigue.
Blake back to pass, looking for somebody. Almost an interception by Bill Stone. He's had a lot of opportunities out there to pick balls off tonight. And the front of his jersey's got to be really dirty because he keeps diving for balls and just missing them.
Yeah, get out the stain remover. Bill Stone's working hard tonight. And everything has been just away from him. So he's been a little bit unlucky, but he has cut down on a lot of Norristown opportunities. I think Chris Blake's been put into some situations where he's felt he's had to force some things because Stone has been providing such great coverage.
2nd and 15 for Norristown. 3 wide on this side. Blake, the handoff to Swittenberg. Swittenberg will break some tackles up the middle, and a big gain for Troy Swittenberg. That'll make third down a little easier for Norristown.
And they had to have good yardage that time. They could not get into another third and long situation as West is starting to pick up on the Norristown pass plays. That was absolutely essential, and Troy Swittenberg that time found some room when he hit the hole and went straight forward. He saw where the first down marker was. He was heading straight for it and came up 1 yard short.
So a big 3rd and 1 here for Norristown. 3 wide. Blake on the pitch to Swittenberg. He juggles it, and he gets the first down. Wow, almost a bad play. And Troy Swittenberg somehow held on to that ball and got the first down.
Yeah, Troy Swittenberg saved his quarterback that time. Chris Blake really pitched it too hard and too high for Troy Swittenberg. And Swittenberg trying to turn the corner wasn't in a very good position to catch that ball, at least where Blake pitched it. Really excellent concentration by Troy Swittenberg, especially considering he hasn't been into this game too much as the Bucks have taken him out of it. But he's still there.
Norristown 1st and 10 from the 32. Swittenberg. And he'll get about 5 yards. CB West calling for a fumble, but no fumble on the play.
The Norristown coaches, knowing where their bread and butter is, the passing attack has been very successful, particularly in this second half. But Central Bucks West was starting to make those adaptations, and again, the players very, very smart. Coach Pettin, obviously a tremendous coach and can coach on the fly. So with the Bucks making those adjustments, Norristown's going to go back to what they really do best, and that is run the ball with Troy Swittenberg.
Now a 2nd and 6 for Norristown. Blake drops back to pass. Looking deep for James Edmonds, and he's got him. James Edmonds breaks the tackle, still on his feet. That's a great run by James Edmonds. He made that catch, excuse me. Realized he was still in bounds, had the recognition to get an extra 5 yards, and a big play for Norristown, exactly what they needed, Walt.
That's right. They needed something to get them downfield very quickly. We're almost at 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter, and Norristown with the running attack being very successful, but not getting them enough yardage all at one time. Right now, they've really put themselves in a good position. Again, it's the Bucks corners not being able to stay with those big receivers downfield, and Chris Blake delivering an excellent ball.
So Norristown in a bit of a hurry-up offense here. Blake, quick 3-step drop. Looking outside to Hadrick, and it's no, the pass is incomplete. Very close to being intercepted once again. Pass just went through Hadrick's hands. I believe that was number 43, Justin McDonald, who almost had the interception there. Once again, almost the interception.
And Greg, that's a 3rd or 4th time we've seen a ball bounce off of Trey Hadrick's hands tonight. A couple of them have just been really tough passes that have been thrown extremely hard from short range. That time it looked like Chris Blake delivered a fairly nice ball, and Trey Hadrick did not look the ball into his hands. Almost a costly mistake that pretty much would have finished the Eagles for the night, but they still have life.
So now 2nd and 10, hopefully Norristown can take advantage of a second life here. Blake back to pass. Swittenberg, excuse me. Swittenberg breaks everything, and that's a touchdown. Chris Blake fooled me, fooled everybody here with that fake pass. And Troy Swittenberg just broke it up the middle. I thought he was down. Then I realized he was in the end zone.
And the Bucks did not wrap him up. Troy Swittenberg kept bouncing off defenders, and that time the one-on-one tackling did not work for the Bucks. The fake was just enough to hold the line. Troy Swittenberg broke through the line, and by the time the Bucks' back 7 defenders recovered, Troy Swittenberg was running past them, bouncing off them, spinning his way into the end zone. A tremendous, electric run by Troy Swittenberg to get the Eagles back to 8 before the extra point.
Crucial extra point here from Matt Spitko. And the kick is blocked, and that is not good, folks. They need that point so they can get 7 next time, and that is a big play for CB West.
That is big, and Matt Spitko does tend to kick the ball low, but that time people were all over him. Spitko had no chance to get the ball up in the air. If one man from the Bucks hadn't blocked it, the other guy from the other side was going to get it. Absolutely blew through and around that Norristown offensive line.
And Walt, going back to that touchdown play, I thought I saw a fake handoff. I look at Chris Blake, then I look up in the sky, and there's no ball there. And all of a sudden, you see number 1 with the ball running towards the end zone.
And Chris Blake looked at the defenders off to the left side, and the run was designed to go to the right side. That's where Troy Swittenberg had the room. All the linemen pushed off to the left, sealed off the Bucks defensive line very, very nicely. And Chris Blake's fake and look off held the defenders just enough that Troy Swittenberg was out and running free. That's the first time, really, Greg, that Swittenberg has had a lot of room to run in the open field tonight. And you see what he can do when he even gets a little bit.
And Walt, at 21-7 with about 6 minutes left, you were thinking, not a lot of time left for the Eagles. They may be close to being knocked out of this game. But with 5:49 at 21-13, you're thinking, wow, there's still a lot of time. You know, if you can stop CB West pretty quickly, you have some time to come back and score a touchdown and get that 2-point conversion now.
And there have been Norristown teams that have not been able to pick up that long yardage when they really needed it, have not been able to get that big play unless it was on a running play that would break loose. And obviously when the team is looking for your one and only weapon, it's really tough to get that guy loose. Now Norristown has so many weapons that they have that ability to make those big plays. That's how you get back into games like this. The Bucks it's almost impossible to beat the Bucks just by grinding them down. They are the kings of grinding teams down. That's why they're there at the end of the season. But Norristown knows what they have over the Bucks, and that is big playability, and that is speed, and that is the arm of Chris Blake.
1 man deep for CB West. Kevin Qualley's kick is short. He'll let it bounce, and he'll just fall on it. A smart play by the CB West return man. That'll also give him the ball at about the 17-yard line. And actually a good decision by Kevin Qualley, placing that ball in between the 10 men that were up and the 1 man back there, really making it tough to make a decision there.
And you know, obviously the Bucks have a lot of talent and they have a lot of size because they're dedicated to off-season conditioning and off-season weight training. But Mike Pettin is not 299, 43-4 over his career at Central Bucks, because he doesn't coach players to do that. A very smart play, no need to pick that ball up. But right there, that's the difference between wins and losses when you're playing a team that's right there with you, really has some energy going.
So Norristown needing a stop here. Orhel, the quarterback. Hand off to Picciotti. And that'll be a first down for CB West. Dustin Picciotti broke through that Norristown line once again, and a big gain for CB West.
And he does punish people in the open field. It takes 2 guys at least to bring him down. You want to see where Dustin Picciotti is. Look for the yellow helmet going forward, because on that first contact, he's always dipping the shoulder. He's leaning forward to get all those extra yards. That time, what was a 9-yard run turned into a 12-yard run when Picciotti dipped the shoulder and fell forward, and that's what keeps the chains moving.
So first down for CB West. Norristown preferably wanting to stop them right here. That's Buckley on the outside. He'll break it down the sidelines. A touchdown-saving tackle by Trey Hadrick. But another big gain for CB West. And West coming out on a drive where they needed to hold on to the ball. And in 2 plays, they've shown why they're number 1 in the state.
Greg, they had such a tremendous fire off the line that time. It looked like a false start. It looked like a false start. There's an official's timeout right now, but it looked like the false start on the Bucks because they came off the line so quickly. And right on that snap count, they're so disciplined. The team is so together, and that's why the running backs, no matter who it is, have so much room to run. I mean, that time, the 2 guards just fired out off the line of scrimmage. Really just blew the Norristown defenders back before they even knew the ball was snapped. It's tremendous timing and tremendous execution. Really nothing complicated. Straight ahead blocking from the Bucks.
Well, folks, if you went into the kitchen to get something to drink or went to make some popcorn and you missed the last 2 plays, you're probably wondering where CB West went. Well, they're now at the 43-yard line and driving with 5:04 left in the game.
And the ball control offense, the grinded out style, only applies if the other team is really committed to stopping the run, bringing everybody up on the line of scrimmage. But when you start blowing people off the ball like that, that grinded out style all of a sudden turns into 25 and 30-yard gains because the backs have so much room to run.
So now a first down for CB West once again. Shuffling some personnel on and off of the field right now.
And again, the Bucks keeping people fresh. They have to be tired as well. Norristown certainly has made their offense work very, very hard. So the Bucks want to stay fresh so there's no mistakes.
Orhel on first down. Man in motion. Handoff it to Picciotti. And a stop there by the Norristown defense. Couple of linebackers, Troy Ellis and Jameel Butler on the play.
And again, it was first contact low. Jameel Butler was the man who shot inside, got low, managed to penetrate that Bucks line. That first low contact before Picciotti can really get the legs moving is what brings him down.
Well, Norristown, the more time they could have to run a drive here, the better. So a stop here would be a very good thing for Norristown. 2nd and 8. Handoff is to Dustin Picciotti. He breaks free, still on his feet somehow. And that's a first down for CB West.
That's also the biggest ballerina I have ever seen. What tremendous footwork by Dustin Picciotti to get hit, but he wasn't hit square, Greg. That time he was just hit on one side. Allowed him to spin, keep his balance, not put that ball down, because if he puts that ball down, unlike the NFL, then he's down. But managed to just keep his balance, spin, and keep going forward. And those Norristown defenders were thinking, oh, the big man is still coming. So they had to regroup and make that tackle. But Dustin Picciotti, 10 yards on the second effort.
I have to tell you, I'm about 160 pounds. There's a guy 90 pounds heavier than me and about a second quicker than me in the 40. That's scary. The keeper by Orhel on the far sidelines. Very close to being a first down. CB West, depends on what you want to call it, not exactly the ball control offense. They're more just trying to get that one more touchdown and rest for the rest of the game.
Well, yeah, they've gone to the big man Picciotti mostly. We haven't seen much of Edwards and Buckley a little bit, but it's mostly been Picciotti. That time to give Picciotti a rest. They rolled Orhel out and let him take it around the end. That was good enough for the first down. So the Bucks are finding some success on that far sideline, and right now have a 1st and goal.
And they're finding it at a good time. 1st and 9 from the 9-yard line. Orhel, the handoff. It appeared to be Brian Buckley on the play. He gets about 3 or 4 yards tackled by the Norristown defense.
Not a spectacular run, but Buckley managed to pick his way through. There's enough size up there from the Bucks that they can turn guys around. And Buckley is the pick and choose guy, the little vision runner who'll get you the tough yardage on the inside when you're trying to give Dustin Picciotti a break. He's had his break and he's back in now, but Brian Buckley certainly picking up well for Chris Ortiz tonight.
Things not looking good for the Eagles here. The Bucks are on the 5-yard line. Orhel, the handoff to Picciotti, still fighting. And he got very close to that end zone. He got hit originally. And now I know why they're the ball control offense, because they give him the ball and every play they run with him lasts about 40 seconds.
Yeah, he's not easy to bring down. He does stay up, and that shows you right there that first contact has to be hard. You can get that first contact, but if all you're grabbing at is a shoelace, boy, Dustin Picciotti doesn't even know you're there. He was just dragging a Norristown linebacker that time towards that goal line, and they know this is where they put the game away right here and get their coach win number 300.
So 2 yards away. Picciotti up the middle, and that's a touchdown. Dustin Picciotti up the middle. When that guy gets in the air, it's tough to stop him. and that'll pretty much end the game for Norristown.
Yeah, Dustin Picciotti's he's the wide body showing up on your air traffic control screens right now. Little bit of air that time. Looks like he didn't even need it because he jumped over empty space in the Norristown line that time. Just power blocking up front by the Bucks. That was what that whole drive was about. That was what that whole game was about. Frankly, that's what Mike Pettin's whole career has been about.
Once again, that huge CB West line, Ben Carver and the Wilson brothers blocking, and kick is up from Rob Toomley and good. So 28-13 with 2:14 left in this fourth quarter. Well, if the game does end like this game was a lot closer than it looks on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's the Bucks persevering, maintaining ball control, and getting that late touchdown. Certainly Norristown in it until this last touchdown. But again, you have to look at the Bucks' time of possession. You can say it's a lot closer than it looked, but realize how long the Bucks held the ball in this second half, just dominating the time of possession, not giving Norristown the chance. When Norristown did get close, a penalty took them right out of the end zone and back, and then the Bucks defense stood tall. So certainly they're doing what they have to do to put this one away. But, you know, Greg, it was pretty close. It still is close. And there's a little nick in the Bucks' armor now. We've seen some penalties. Norristown, I think, has exposed the Bucks and shown some things that you can do against them. Now, good luck to any teams who have the passing attack and the talent in the passing attack that Norristown does, because that looks like that's how you have to beat the Bucks. But Norristown has shown a few things that CB West maybe has some trouble handling. I'm sure some things that they're going to go work on, but certainly more successful than most teams even hope to be against the Bucks.
Well, they definitely do look